Hi, I'm Christina and I'm from Las Vegas. Okay, well, I know I did all my research on the internet just because I knew that I was going to be in Thailand, and a lot of my friends have had work done here, and I know that the doctors here are well known for transgender operations, so I'm thinking, well, if they can do wonders like that, this is like chewing gum. Walk in the park. So I said, well, it was not really an option for me to go to America to get them done because the doctor that I wanted in Beverly Hills, first of all, cost $10,000, and aftercare, which I think is so important, it's not even part of the deal at all. It's like you get your operation done, 2 hours, maybe you spend the night in the clinic, and then you better have a good friend to take you home the next day. So when I did my research, first of all, I wanted to know if the doctor was good. Like I looked at not reviews, but chat sites and how they talked about the doctors. And Dr. Chetowit's name was always mentioned, and he was always I always heard good things about him. So when I looked through the pricing and found out that even aftercare was included in the fee, I was like, well, there's not much convincing to do here. This is great. I think I'm totally game for this. And I called the clinic while I was in China. I'm a flight attendant, so I'm constantly everywhere at once. And I called Sam a couple of times, and the staff, everybody was very nice to me over the phone. Already, they were answering all my questions. They were willing to keep in touch with me. All my emails were answered, just the same, almost the same time that I would write them. I would get a reply right back, which I think is really, really important because that says a lot about how they want to maintain a relationship with their clients. They're not just, oh, you're another couple $1,000s. They don't treat you like that. This is before any payment has been put. This is before any reservations have been made. This is before any commitment has been made. They're already establishing a relationship with a client, and that really, that's really important to me, more than just the money part. Well, first of all, even because I was on my own. I didn't tell any of my friends. I honestly didn't have time to really talk about it with my family or my boyfriend, my friends, nothing. So I was pretty much I was just going to wing it and go and see. And everybody in the clinic will tell you how scared I was because I was on my own and just always asking all these questions. But everyone always had an answer for me. Everyone always had an explanation. And they never underestimated the fear that I have of being alone and having a procedure done like this. I've never had anything else done before. The most I've ever had done to me was an appendectomy when I was 16 or something. So they understood exactly that I was scared. I had no one to talk to, no one to run to, but I felt definitely okay. And afterwards, I had a nurse come to. I had a nurse that was always with me after the operation when I stayed in the clinic, and I whine a lot. I complain a lot, and the nurse will tell you that I got her up for everything. Every little, pinch or thing that I would feel, I'd get paranoid and wake her up, and she'd come and, it's fine. And sometimes she would just, stand there and just talk to me just so I would feel better. I didn't necessarily have anything was wrong. I was just wanting to have somebody around, and they were there for me all the time. And then up until, I think it's also because I'm healthy to begin with. Even before the operation, I'm physically fit. I'm 100% top good shape. So recovery I think it was okay. I think it was pretty fast for me. Could be different for other people. Could be different for somebody that's not in the same state of health as I am. But I was able to get up right away the next day to go to the bathroom and feed myself, brush my teeth, but never by myself. They were always there. I was the one who was like, oh, I gotta do this. You know, I was crying and being very dramatic, but I could do everything on my own. But you know, I was never alone until when I had to go to the hotel. It's a very nice hotel, by the way. The staff is very friendly. They know all about doctors' patients that are spending time at the hotel to recover, so they're also, I mean, the hotel staff was just as wonderful as well. You know, I would get breakfast every day, and I tried to go by myself to the restaurant the next day because, you know, the doctor said, oh, you know, try and do stuff by yourself so you learn how to recover faster or whatever. So I tried to do that, and you know, they didn't stare at me, and I looked like a mess, but they didn't stare at me like, oh God. So it doesn't even, like, what I'm trying to say is the way that I'm treated extends outside of the clinic and into the aftercare, not just the nurses that are on Dr. Chetowod's staff, but even the people in the hotel, which is separate from the clinic. I guess they've been briefed, they know what to do. So I was alone for 10 days, but I was fine. It felt like being on vacation for 10 days.
So you're happy with the results?
I am. I'm still working on, because I think part of the results is also, and the doctor makes this clear, that it's not 100% up to the clinic, up to his staff, up to the doctor. It's also, you have your responsibility to keep up with the breast exercises and to do the breast, the compression exercises and all that. And it's still a work in progress. It's only been 2 weeks. And I mean, they look great, and you know, I'm still working on making them feel better. I can do everything now. I can do everything that I used to be able to do before the operation. I feel fine. I mean, you know, I'm still working on, like, because the incision was made under my arm, so reaching is still a little bit of a work in progress for me. But you know, it's only been 2 weeks.
So after 10 days, you go back to work right away?
I gave myself a couple of days to recover back home, to get used to the time and to get used to just getting up and doing normal things, because now I don't have room service. But you know, I'm fine. I've been okay. I've been doing everything normal pretty much. I mean, I'm trying to get, it's not 100% just yet, but it's not bothering. I'm not going out of my way to get anything done for myself. I'm perfectly fine. This is actually the second follow-up since I think the first one was just before my flight back home, and I think doctor wanted to make sure that everything was okay, because I mean, it's not a problem for me to stay longer if he said so, but like I said, my recovery I was fine days before I had to go, but he made sure that I was okay. I had a letter that he said that I was okay to fly, and I think it was mostly, of course it was for me to know as well that I'm okay, that everything's checked out, everything looks good, but also for him to see that, oh, she's fine. Right. You know, everything's okay, because like the way that he treats it, and he's very strict about, you know, how the compression exercises and all that, because he cares about what his work looks like after, right. Not just, you know, oh, it's not like a factory where they, you know, they stick silicone on you and then you just go. He wants to see how they're doing, and he says, he's given me the go signal that, because I don't have a schedule, so whenever I'm in Thailand, he says to come by, and so he can check on me, and if I have any questions at all, that, and I totally believe that he'll be there for me, and that's great, because I don't know if that's done in America, that they really follow up with you this closely. That, I mean, I didn't have to go today. I didn't really have to go today, but Everybody was there. Everybody was so. It was like seeing a family in Bangkok. Like, oh, hi everybody. It's almost like visiting family in Bangkok. You have to come and say hi, and you like to see everybody, and everybody wants to know how you're doing, and it's great. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy.